This here is the first public showing of the new Midnight Flamingo package on an Airstream travel trailer, and it is pretty dang sweet. Let's go take a look. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Myles with Firmly Unbound, and we are here at the Florida RV show taking a look at this Airstream with the Midnight Flamingo package on it. And I have a special guest here that I'm going to bring into the frame here. This is Chad with Blue Compass RV, and this is kind of an interesting moment because I have never really featured somebody on this channel before, and it's not because I haven't really wanted to, but I feel like Chad is so deserving to be here in this position because he is like an Airstream expert. So Chad, tell him a little bit about yourself.
I appreciate you saying that. I don't usually call myself an expert, but I appreciate that. So my name is Chad. I have a channel called Chad's RV Reviews. We mostly focus on Airstream, and that's kind of our bread and butter. I actually own an Airstream myself, and I'm also a salesperson within Blue Compass at Airstream in Greensboro. So if you're in the market for an Airstream, you can call me as well.
Yep. So definitely would encourage that. Again, what state did you say you're in?
North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina.
Yep, Greensboro, North Carolina. So if you are in that area, this is the man to contact. And even if you're not, this is still a man that you can call anywhere across the country for any Airstream information because he is really going to be the guy. So I'm going to let him kind of take the show away here. I will obviously interject and add my own thoughts and 2 cents in here where needed, but he is much more well-versed in this product than I am. So we're going to let him take it away. Start with the model on this because we didn't even get into that yet.
Right. So this is Airstream's 2025 Flying Cloud 27 front bed. This happens to be the twin bed version. I had to check the storage.
Yep.
And as Myles said at the beginning, it has the new Midnight Flamingo package. That is not a drink you would order at Airstream bar. That is a new package that Airstream decided to come up with. Now, it's basically what the name says is midnight, so you're going to see some darker accents that Airstream doesn't normally do.
Let's walk them through it. Show us some of the stuff that we see on this Midnight Flamingo package.
So on the outside, you're going to see, first I want to show them this. So you get this badging that's a flamingo blacked out, which you're only going to get on this floor plan. And then the other thing you're going to see with the Midnight Flamingo is these rubber rails, what we call them, is usually going to be chrome. And this package is blacked out. And we get these awesome looking blackout wheels that are on 15-inch wheel with Goodyear tires. They're endurance tires. And one of the things that Airstream does that I love is they use a torsion axle made by Dexter. Now, it's fully independent. So a lot of times when a manufacturer says independent, they're just saying the front axle is independent from the rear axle. Airstream is actually 4 independent wheels. So this thing is going to tow way better than you're used to towing if you haven't ever towed an Airstream. And it's night and day, like I promise you. The other thing you're gonna have here is no maintenance bearings. So this is the type of thing where you don't have to do the packing and the bearings every month. These are more expensive, but you don't have to actually do the packing. And then of course they're auto adjusting brakes as well. Now the pink flamingo, not pink flamingo, that's what it usually is. The Midnight Flamingo package gives you the 3-inch lift kit from the factory. So this is gonna sit a little bit taller than most of the Airstreams on the market. We also get a charcoal awning, which is a little bit of a different color as well. And then it's a Flying Cloud, so it is a manual awning. And I'm gonna run Myles all the way back over here.
Yeah, no, you're good.
It's really cool embroidered.
Oh yeah,
that's flamingo in the awning.
Very cool.
It's super cool.
Yeah, that is sweet.
And
I kind of like. Let me add in here too. I kind of
Yeah.
like the manual awning. I mean, we're in a day and age where so many things are powered on RVs, and everything that has power has the possibility of failure. And this is a pretty easy awning to set up. It comes with a tool that you use to reach up to the parts that you can't really reach with your bare hands to get that awning down. And then you don't really ever have to worry about it failing unless you do something on your own to mess it up and bend one of these pieces or something.
Yeah,
but,
maybe leave it out. But we actually had one that came in to have a new awning put on, and the unit was a 30-year-old camper.
Yeah.
And they were finally getting a new zipped awning put on, which is crazy to think about. We'll go around this way.
Yeah.
So one of the things too with this package is you get the hatch, which is like a big Airstream thing. People love the hatch, and it's an option you can generally get. But in the Midnight Flamingo package, you get that standard and this black bumper that would normally be chrome. And that is a coated bumper similar to what you would see like in the truck bed coating. So it's going to be durable, be able to handle things. And then we have a little bit of, we call it wet storage. Anything you put in here is going to get wet, but it's great for leveling chalks, extra sewer hoses, things like that. Coming around to the back. So another thing you're going to get with the Flamingo package is the standard 2 ACs, which is normally going to be an option. And these are GE low profile ACs with the heat pump already built in. You have a 15 BTU and a 13.5. We also have the smart plug, and I know you've probably seen this in some of the other campers out there, but this thing is awesome. It's so easy to unplug and to plug back in, which I love. And you get more, it's 20% more metal to metal contact there. We also have, this started in 2024, a RJ45 connector. That cable goes up into the camper so you can easily connect a Starlink outside and then have the modem inside, and you don't have to run anything or add anything.
You see what I'm talking about, y'all? We're just getting started. And this dude, I mean, oh man, I'm telling you, y'all need to go check out his channel. There will be comments down below, and it will be in the description for you to find his channel. You should definitely go subscribe, because he's really going to help y'all out if you're looking at Airstreams, or even if you just want to have some fun learning about Airstreams. Anyways, continue.
And then city fill, we always have a black tank flush on all Airstreams, and this has a pressure regulator built in, so you don't have to add one aftermarket. And then we do have like an outside shower. You've got your potable water fill right there. And then our black and gray tanks are going to be down here. Now with that 3-inch lift kit, this is lifted a little bit higher, and it's a little bit easier to get to when you don't do the 3-inch lift kit. And I know I'm going to get this question in the comments, so I'll go ahead and answer it. You can add the 3-inch lift kit to any Airstream if you want to, if it doesn't have it, so you can do that.
Good to know.
And then on the front, this is actually a stainless steel rock guard. And normally it's just stainless steel. It kind of looks similar to the aluminum that's behind it. But this also has that same truck bed style coating that that rear bumper had on it.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice this from a distance. I thought it was just like, painted like a traditional like matte black, but yeah, it is that actual coating.
Which is nice, because the point of this, like we call it a rock guard, it's to protect the aluminum behind it.
Yep.
So it's kind of sacrificial. So it's a little bit of extra protection on the thing that's protecting.
For sure.
And then same thing with the propane tank cover. So under here, we're going to have two 30-pound propane tanks. This is just a nice little cover. Normally it's going to be aluminum. It's now got that, that black painted coating on it. Dib and coat, I don't know if you've ever seen these, but these things are awesome. You don't have to actually lift this up to connect. It will just lift up on its own and then sit back down. But once it's connected like this, the only way for that to come apart, once it's connected, is for you to either pick this up or to like yank the shank out at the bottom. Like it can't come apart once you're connected.
Very nice.
And then we'll have a little bit of storage in the front up here for your outside storage. And then underneath here, which is locked, I think, there are 200 amp hour battle-borne lithium batteries in here that do have the internal heat. And standard with this package, you get the 300 watts of solar and the 200 amp hours of lithium battery.
Right. And that heat is important because you're not supposed to charge a lithium battery under or below freezing temperatures. So that will allow you to charge it in those more cold conditions.
Yeah. And then from here, we can, you did get the blacked out Flying Cloud badge.
Nice.
So that would normally be white.
Right.
So that's kind of like the exterior touches. With Flying Clouds, you do get a tankless water heater. It's by Gerard. That's standard. Standard manual stabilizers and the manual awning. And I agree with Myles. Like my Flying Cloud is manual, and I love it. It's easy and it's less stuff to break.
Before we go inside, let's couple other things to mention real quick.
Yeah.
Let's show the storage here real fast.
Oh yeah.
We have the 2 storage bays. Let's kind of knock everything out on the outside. That way we don't come back
on the twin bed, you would get this extra side storage. The queen bed, if you go with that, you're just going to get the storage in the front, and you get basically the same thing on the other side.
Yep.
And I'll mention too on the windows. So these are actual glass windows. The port window here, all of this is made by hand by an Airstream craftsman in Jackson Center, Ohio.
Nice. And then last couple things as well. So just similar to the protection right here, you have the protection on the windows also. They will have the ability. So like on this front window, you see the latches right here. This is going to allow you to open this protective layer off, and then you can go to the window behind there. Always hard to get this off with one hand. There we go. And then you have your window behind there, and you're going to be able to open that window up. That's the window in the bedroom in this floor plan. So you'll be able to open that up and keep that open with the twist knobs there. And last thing, you have aluminum roof, aluminum underbelly as well. So
talking about the roof.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead.
The roof there actually has what they call a baked on enamel coating. So it's white. It's not just paint. It's actually a material that reflects the solar energy as it hits it. So it bounces it back off. It's crazy. I've gotten up on like the middle of a North Carolina sunny day and touched it, and it's just warm.
Wow.
Like
That's awesome.
it actually works in
That's
that sense.
awesome.
You do have insulation. That's a big question that people like to ask. They use a product called EcoBat. It is made out of sand. It's similar to rock wool, if you've ever heard of that. It's going to provide a sound dampening feature, and of course, it's also really good insulation as well. And that goes all the way around. And then Airstreams are going to be a semi-monocoque construction. So basically, from here up all the way around to the other side, it acts as one structure similar to an airplane. And then you've got the buck rivets on the outside. Once those are in place, they use like a mechanical fastener. These things cannot come out unless we drill them out. So it's an extremely tight fit, and since it's such a like a mechanical fastener, this is watertight,
Nice.
which is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
And then
it's funny. One of the videos I put on, I think it was TikTok, and it's
Okay.
just kind of the ignorance of TikTok. They were looking at this from a distance because I didn't like zoom up in on it, and they literally thought the whole trailer was already dented. And they're like, "What
all
are all
the
the?"
little,
Yeah, I'm
little
like,
dents.
"No, that's the construction of how they put these together."
Yeah, and then this does have a clear coat on it.
Nice, very
Yeah,
cool.
so all your aluminum's clear coated on the inside and the outside.
Nice,
So it's protected.
cool. That's pretty much everything on the outside, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, let's go ahead and head inside. Got your screen door right here. So this screen door has a little like metal protective pieces on it as well. And then that will close just like so. Pretty self-explanatory. Latch here to hold the door open. Or sorry, hold the door open
You
right
know,
there.
we're doing this is the first time for you. I'll do the door spill.
Yeah, let's
People give me a hard time about the door
yeah,
spill.
let's do it.
But I'll do the door spill. 8 hours to manufacture the door.
Really?
Yeah, on average. On average for an Airstream is 305 hours. On average, there's 3,000 rivets.
Should we talk about like what the average is for a standard travel trailer?
We should. So your average travel trailer is somewhere around 25 to 30 hours to manufacture it. They generally can manufacture it in a day,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
This you're talking about a week plus, depending on the floor plan. So 8 hours on the door. They handcraft this at Jackson Center. There's like actual art. They call them artisans, but they manufacture this door by hand. And then the screen door is actually manufactured to match this curvature. So
Oh,
each
yeah,
door
yeah.
matches their pair, right?
Yeah. you
So
can
that
see it.
way, when they shut, they should shut together.
Yep.
And then with an Airstream too, Airstream likes to call it the vault door of the RV industry. So when you shut this door, you can actually shut it. You don't have to be afraid of it. You can just.
Yeah.
And in 2024, we got this new door handle. It's black, which fits the Midnight Flamingo perfect. Not the other floor plans so much, but it fits this one perfect. What I like about it is it went to a single strike. There used to be a double strike here. So at night or in the early mornings, if you want to come outside and have some coffee, but the spouse is still inside, you can shut that door quite a bit quieter than you
Nice.
used to be able to. So
Very nice.
all right, coming inside the Flamingo package, the Midnight Flamingo. So a couple of things you're going to see. First of all, the black curtains. That is part of the Midnight Flamingo package. It's normally going to be white essentially, and then these cushion colors here is also part of the package. It went to a cloth material, which I am a huge fan of. It's normally going to be an ultra leather on a Flying Cloud, and then this is what they're calling charcoal as far as the color. And I love the color. I think it fits the whole unit super well.
Yeah.
And
I
then
would
of course
agree.
we have the hatch that is going to be a standard option for the Midnight Flamingo. And you have the screen that pulls down, so you can really enjoy the outside. I tell people, like, imagine you're backed up to a stream, and the stream is going by, and you can just sit and have your coffee and look out the back of your Airstream with the door open. It's crazy.
Yeah, can't really beat that. It's pretty dang cool.
Above the dinette, we have some storage up here. Now, something that is unique for the Midnight Flamingo is going to be this radio setup. This is not normally going to be here on a regular Flying Cloud, but they upgraded to this Eclipse system with speakers to match. And one of my favorite things, they relocated the speakers, which are normally down here facing straight down, to up facing out into the camper. Now, I'm going to sit here, if you can imagine, and I've done this in real life. I'm sitting here working on my laptop. We turn the radio on. I've got it set for the volume of a speaker to be right here. Laura, my wife, is over there in the kitchen. She can't hear anything because it's blaring down on me. So this is a much better setup, and I'm glad to see the Airstream made that change.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I can imagine if it's like sitting right over your head. I mean, you could probably have that almost at like headphone levels, and it's like
Yeah, and it's that way over the
Yeah.
beds, which I'll show you in a second.
yeah,
That other end of that RJ45 I showed you outside, that comes up right here. So that's where you can put your Starlink modem, and there is a power plug just above that's on the 2,000-watt standard inverter that you get with the Flying Cloud.
Nice.
And then, of course, we have soft close. You're nothing but the best for
Love
Airstream.
that. Of course.
Now, this right here does pull out to make into a additional sleeping area. And then the dinette right there also goes down and makes into a sleeping area. Do you want me to pull this out, or
No, so I mean, we're just gonna note on this with the ability to configure this whole area into a sleeping surface. First of all, this here alone with the ability to take out these back cushions, that is going to be a sleeping area that's probably over like at least 6'5". I mean, that might be almost 7 feet long there, I would imagine.
Well, it's so the cab is 8 foot and 5.5 inches wide.
So dang, it's dang near. It's going to be like 8 feet wide.
I can lay like there, and my feet come to about right here, and then on this side, if I lay down here, my feet don't come to here. So you can, for the most part, like have full grown, teenagers, whatever, laying here, adults, or a bunch of kids. Airstream says it sleeps 6, so 2 there, 2 here, and then 2 in the bedroom area. I would say it sleeps 4 adults.
Yeah.
Or 2 adults and 4 kids.
I think that's a perfectly fair assessment.
Yep.
Another thing I noticed too, just to point out real quick, you have your fire extinguisher here, and this is a great spot for some storage. Kick your shoes off in there as well when you come in and stuff like that. And you got that drawer right there.
And then Airstream, so one of the things that, I don't do this on every video, one of the things people say is there's not enough storage in Airstreams, right? That's a big thing. And it's it's 28 foot total length.
With no slide outs.
With no slide outs. So we've got this up here. I already showed you guys. We've got that storage there. We've got this right here. We've got additional storage right there. And then I can actually keep opening storage compartment.
Yeah, that's nice.
And this, we haven't even got to the bedroom yet.
I know, right? And we missed the storage here right behind the entry door. You got more in the kitchen right here. I mean, there's some back over here that goes into the kitchen where your trash can's at. Yeah, there's definitely a decent amount of storage in here. I mean, y'all know watching this channel that I just bought my first RV, and I mean, if I was in the tax bracket to afford an Airstream, this is definitely right up where I would want, and I certainly can make it work. Plus, also, you probably know this, Matthew McConaughey traveled the country for a long time in an Airstream as well, and he made it work, and he was essentially like full timing from what I understand reading his book, so he made it work as well.
There's actually quite a few people at full time and post online.
Yeah.
Storage up above the kitchen area. We have, of course, the surface mounted, and I always like to point out, dampened sink. So very nice. And then for the Flamingo, the Midnight Flamingo package, we have a blacked out faucet here. It's actually the same faucet you would get with a regular Flying Cloud, but just blacked out. Kind of cool looking.
And then real quick, we have liquefied here. This is a black tank treatment you can find from our friends Matt's RV Reviews. This is going to help with your black tank, making sure that everything decomposes properly, everything flushes out right, and that your trailer smells or stays smelling fresh. So you can find that on Amazon there. Get back to Chad here.
And then, of course, we have some storage below. There's a trash can back there as well that comes with it. And then we're going to have full extension drawers with the little silverware organizer there. Now these caps here, they just go to cover the mounting point for the dinette there, if you're not using a dinette. And then another full extension, a third one. And then this is going to be a goofy little storage area right there. So you'll see these with Airstream. It's basically Airstream saying, hey, we couldn't put a drawer there, but we still wanted to give you the space that we could give you to store something. And another one right there.
Nice.
And then you have the option to do the convection microwave, which is what this one is. So this is a convection oven, and then also has it's a microwave. You can actually like air fry as well. If you want to do that, you can do that. Now the standard is going to be a propane oven, and then in this huge pantry that we have right here, this top section would be a regular microwave. You'd still have the smaller section down here for storage. You just sacrifice the top shelf for the microwave. I would say most of the folks that are getting an Airstream are going for the convection microwave because you get the extra storage.
Do you know the interior construction on these and like the cabinet door construction?
Yes. So this is going to be a light Italian plywood. So all of your parts, everything you can see and everything you can't see, is going to be light Italian plywood with a laminate on top. Now the laminate is going to change as you move up into different levels. Once you get to the classic, you're going to go to a hardwood door front, hardwood cabinet fronts, and then everything else will be the light Italian plywood. One of the things I like to point out too is take this wall right here. Most of your manufacturers, this is a great place to save a little bit of money and put a thin piece of Luan or just something cheaper, lighter. It's still going to be solid light Italian plywood. Anywhere that you think that they may not do it, it's still going to be a light Italian plywood. And that's one of the things that helps Airstreams have an average lifespan of 50 years versus what, 10, 20 years, normal travel trailer.
Sure. Because yeah, on a lot of traditional travel trailers back behind here, like sometimes you'll even have like a solid hardwood cabinet door, but then when you get back into the inner workings of the cabinet, it's going to be, you know, basically just like a pressed wood with a wrapped decorative material on it that if you get behind it, you can literally see it like already kind of peeling off and cracking sometimes. So won't see that anywhere throughout an Airstream trailer.
No, not at this price point, but blacked out hardware for the Flamingo, Midnight Flamingo. And then the 27-foot, you get a double wardrobe here. I kind of showed that earlier, and there's also clips there to store the poles for the dinette when you have that in the bed configuration.
Nice. You can work this way a little bit too. Show them inside the fridge and freezer.
Yep. So Norcold 12-volt refrigerator. It is it's the compressor. These will cool down in about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. And one of the nice things about this is it doesn't have to be level for it to work properly.
Oh, nice.
And you can run it going down the road without having propane on.
Very cool. While we're here, let's talk ACs too. ACs and just everything up in the roof.
So ducted AC, Airstream did this in 2015. Now, 2024, we went to a new inner rib construction for the Flying Cloud. They now use an automotive stamping machine, so there's more consistency in those ribs. The other thing that it allowed them to do is reconstruct the front and the rear front caps. Those caps go up a little bit higher now, so there's 2 less sills going across the top there. And we have new brackets in the front and rear to give some more strength to the front and the rear caps. Now, as far as the ducted AC, it's a GE, as I mentioned, outside. There actually is a MERV8 filter up here.
Nice.
So you can drop this down. It's four screws, drop that down. You've got kind of an initial black filter right there. You can easily wash that. And then the little 2-inch or 1-inch, 1-inch filter is above that. But you can get those anywhere, whatever that is. I think it's a 16 by 16, but you can buy that at Lowe's. But it's nice because this actually has like residential filters in this system. And then this being that Airstream calls it the quiet AC, quiet stream, I think is what they call it.
Yeah.
It does run about 20% quieter than your traditional AC system. And what I mean by that is when you look up and see the white, like the bottom of a Coleman, and it's the white and it has little intakes here, that's what they're referring to. Because those are ducted as well. So you've got ducts going down, so spreading air out. But the air going up into it is going straight into that blower, and that's really loud. The AC on this unit is actually sitting about right here. So the intake goes up, turns, and then goes up again. And basically with air, the more turns you can put into it, the quieter it is. So that's nice. How they get the quietness out of it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then you have the skylight there, and there is a max air fan that has the rain sensor standard as well.
Nice. Yeah, this is going to let in a good amount of natural light, and then you do have the shade right here when you want to block that off.
All right, and then now, if you don't know Airstream, this is going to feel weird, but it's a split bath. So we have the shower here, and we have the bathroom there. And I'll give you an idea of what the shower. It's small. It's an Airstream, but I'm not exactly a small person. I'm 5'9", so we got a little bit of room here. But also, I'm a full-figured man, right? I can fit in here. I can shut the door. It's not a problem. I have a Flying Cloud 25-foot. I can tell you from experience, I can take a shower in here, no problem. The wand moves around, so that's very easy as well. And there's a seat down here, so if you're tall, you can sit down if you need to kind of fit in there, or you shave your legs and stuff, ladies.
What'd you say when you're in your Airstream? Do you find yourself showering standing up or sitting down more often?
I stand up.
Stand up, yeah. That's what I figured too.
The other thing too, like if we're in a campground that has a nice bathhouse, a lot of times I'll use the bathhouse, but I have no problems taking a shower in here. And Laura's the same way. We'll use either one, and then this has a tankless water heater on it. So as long as you've got water and you've got propane, you've got hot water. So
yeah, for sure.
And then going into the bathroom area, So plenty of room in here. You do have a few things that's unique to the Midnight Flamingo. So of course the hardware, but we also have the little towel hanger there that's part of the Midnight Flamingo, the blacked out faucet there as well, and then this blackout here. Again, smaller bathroom than what you're probably used to when you're looking at, maybe an Alliance,
Yeah.
But there's plenty of room for you to sit down and do what you need to do. Your knees do touch. You can shut the door. My knees touch both sides. If you go to a rear bed, this gets bigger, but this is sufficient for what you need to do. And one of the things for me when it comes to Airstream, Airstream is that like true camper. It's not trying to be like a second home or like an apartment. It's trying to be a camper. And then we do have storage up here behind the mirror.
I also love these mirrors. I just think it's so cool how the mirror goes from wall to wall there. So like when you step up to the space, you can see me with the camera. I mean, it's like you are right up there in the mirror, and it really almost makes the space feel like really interesting with how big that mirror is in there. And then you have that little shelf underneath it.
There is a exhaust fan for both the bathroom, and there's a separate exhaust fan for the shower.
Nice.
And then of course there's a little bit of storage down there.
Cool.
And then all of your Airstreams will have the porcelain toilet as well.
Sweet.
Now we're gonna come to potentially our second controversial thing for an Airstream. The first was the bathroom and the shower, twin beds. So I know everyone who's married is saying, well, but I like my spouse. And I like my spouse as well. I love her. But I also like having a nice space when I sleep at night. And then the big thing too, in a smaller camper like this really makes this feel huge. So at night when you're laying down in the bed, and this is going to be a 34 by 80, okay? It's easy for me to hop up and go to the bathroom. And as you get older, bathroom visits happen more at night than you're used to. So it's nice to have that. Now this has a queen bed option, and on the 27, that queen bed does give you enough room to go around the outer edges, so you can get up at night and kind of get around and go through. But when you go to the queen bed, you're going to lose the double wardrobes that you get with the twin bed, which is super nice as far as adding a lot of storage. And then those shelves are removable, so it can be a wardrobe, or you can keep the shelves in there. And with the queen bed, you get storage underneath the queen. This right here will be the same with the queen, and then you got your speakers there, as I mentioned up front.
Yep.
Normally, they're going to be down here facing straight down, right onto your face.
Nice. Same midnight shades all through here as well.
All through here. This would normally be white if it's a regular Flying Cloud. Now, these are the pillows you get. You get comforters as well for the beds. You don't get sheets. You would pick up your own sheets. And then we do have USB on both sides, both Type A and Type C. And then a central power socket for your 110 stuff. And if you go for the queen bed, you'll get USB on both sides and power on both sides. And then nice little nightstands. Of course, that pulls out there. Full extension. And then under each bed, we're going to have additional storage that comes with the little containers on both sides. And then if you remember on the outside, we had that outside storage. That outside storage is right here.
Yeah.
And then same thing on this side.
Okay. And these are basically like kind of like a pillow top mattress that you have here. I don't know
these things they're 4-layer.
Yeah.
Super comfortable. They upgraded these last year.
Yeah.
And 4-layer foam.
So yeah, you may find yourself not actually needing to upgrade these mattresses because they are pretty dang good, just straight from the factory, as you kind of would expect, from a brand like this.
Yeah, for an Airstream.
Yeah.
And then I didn't mention this up front, but you have a TV up front, so 24-inch here, 27-inch up front. These are new for 2025. They're bezel-less, and then they added this really nice metal accent at the bottom. They're 12 volts, as I mentioned, and they're smart TVs.
Nice.
You can, like for me, YouTube TV, you can put that on there, YouTube Prime, all that kind of stuff. Netflix is on there. And then one thing I didn't mention in the front too, that's your AC control. What's unique about the GE, they don't currently have a single thermostat that can control multiple zones. So if you have two ACs with a GE, like this one, you'll have a thermostat for this area and then another thermostat in the front. Both of these have heat pumps. And then of course you have the regular propane furnace. The propane furnace is controlled in the front unit, and then this one here is just going to control the heat pump and the AC of the one above us. And then all your lights are dimming as well, which is Nice little feature, especially at night.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to show how windows open.
Oh yeah.
Let's do this up here.
Another skylight right here.
Oh yeah.
This one's frosted, so this is not going to have that same see-through, but it also has this shade right there, and then just letting more natural light in. We're inside the building right now, so you kind of get artificial light coming in, but more natural light coming in through there when you are outside.
You also have, and I mentioned this as we were walking through, but you have curtains on both sides, so you can take this space and make it into a little bit of a bathroom, or you can make it an ensuite.
Yeah, because technically you could just like leave this door open and
Yeah.
go from the shower straight into the bathroom area and kind of have it all open there.
That's shut. 27-inch right there. Now these windows. So one of the things you'll notice with Airstream is they like things to have a positive system. So the windows don't just shut; they shut, pull in, and lock. So that's actually pulling that window against the sill to prevent leaks. It also ends up sometimes you'll have sometimes it's so sticky that the window will stick. You have to go outside and kind of pry it open. But this window will open almost to 90. It's essentially it's just a huge hole.
Yeah, let me go outside. I'll show them from the outside what it looks like. So yeah, it's a huge window here. When you open this up, you can see how wide that opens up there. Definitely much wider than pretty much any other window, especially when you're looking at like a frameless window. Essentially, this is going to be far superior as far as how much of an opening you get compared to everything else.
And then of course with the hatch there, open that, have this open, and turn the fan on. You may not even need AC depending on where you're camping.
Yeah, that's a good point. I know my family, we've done most of our camping in Colorado, and yeah, when you have that much window coverage with windows open like that, you could go most of the entire camping season without hardly ever using an air conditioner. So that's awesome. But I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot else. You really knocked it out the park.
We hit about everything.
Yeah, we did. So let them know your channel again one more time, and there will be a link down below in the comments and description where you can find it as well. I'm sure he will probably comment on this video with his channel there that you can find also. So, but tell them where they can find you.
It's Chad's RV Reviews on YouTube, and then all of the other social media stuff. It's the same thing. And then I'm Chad with Airstream at Greensboro, a Blue Compass company.
Awesome. So you can find him with Blue Compass anywhere around the country. He can help you out. He is located in North Carolina, but it doesn't matter where you're at. He is the guy to call if you need Airstream information. That's all we got. Oh, price. What's the price on this thing?
What I'll do is I'll put a comment in there with it, because this is so new. They haven't given me pricing on it.
Got it.
So yeah, I would love to give you the MSRP, but I can't yet. It just came out.
Yeah, it did just come out, and yeah, they have pricing on everything out here but this, because it's just not.
Hold on a second. There's a sign out here.
Is there? Do we have it yet?
So MSRP.
Oh, there we go.
143,250, and then don't look at that. 143,250 is MSRP.
Got it. So that's gonna be your MSRP there.
If you want to know what that sell price was, just give me a call.
Yeah.
Airstream doesn't let us advertise. Outside MSRP.
Yeah, makes sense. Cool. Well, that's all we got for y'all. Appreciate y'all watching, and until next time, live firmly unbound.